How's it going, everyone? Pop-Tart here. Welcome back to the Aeroteam channel. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to build the Boeing 7879 in 1:2 microscale. The 7879 is a long-haul wide-body jet. It's the middle member of the 787 family and is by far the most popular, with over 600 currently built. Its largest operators include All Nippon Airways, United, Etihad, and Air Canada. So, as I mentioned, this is in 1:2 or 1/2 microscale, meaning that every 2 meters in real life is 1 block exactly. This scale came about to facilitate the construction of half-scale airport projects, so if you'd like to try one of those, this will be the perfect aircraft to pair with it. Now, before we get started, as always, this build does make use of our very own custom Aeroteam texture pack. A download link to the latest version of this pack can be found in the description below if you don't have it already. Now, if you are stuck using the default pack, if you're following along on console or something, I will always do my best to show you how to go about building this in default, but please do keep in mind that I highly recommend using the Aeroteam pack instead, if you can, as it'll look much better. Anyways, with that all out of the way, let's get going on this tutorial. Alright, so first things first, here's the dimensions for you to help you figure out where you want to put this. This aircraft is 31 blocks long, 31 blocks wide, and 9 blocks tall from the base of the landing gear to the tip of the vertical stabilizer. So just keep that all in mind as you're getting started. As for materials, here at the Aeroteam pack, we're using the wool material coupled with the purpose stairs and slabs for the smooth and shiny white coloration for the aircraft. If you're in default, you'll probably want to use quartz or smooth quartz as an alternative, so just use that instead whenever I'm building. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'll be referring to these as the wool stairs and slabs, but again, that's the purpose stairs and slabs here in the Aeroteam pack. Anyways, with that all out of the way, let's get started on the fuselage. Alright, so for layers 1 and 2 here, if you are building this aircraft landed on the ground, as I am here, you'll be wanting to start this 2 blocks off the ground, with a 1 block space between, like this. If you're building the aircraft in flight, then you can obviously just start wherever you'd like, but please do keep in mind that 1 block spacing otherwise. So, we'll first be starting here with a single wool top slab. Then we have 8 full blocks of wool going back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Next, out to either side of this last block here, we have an upside-down wool stair facing out to the sides, like this. Now, only on the right side right here, we're going to be placing 2 wool top slabs going forwards. So that's 1 and 2, right there. Then in front of that right here, we're going to have a single quartz top slab. This will be for the forward cargo door right here. And then in front of this we have 2 wool top slabs. This is only present on the right side of the aircraft, so on the left side here, it's just going to be 5 wool top slabs to bring that in line there. Then to finish off that layering, we have a single birch trapdoor forwards from those, both of those wool top slabs, just like this. Then working our way back right here, we're going to put in the wing box. So behind these upside down stairs right here, we're going to transition from top slabs to full blocks. So we have 8 full blocks of wool going back right here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. On the right side as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Like so. Next, coming back to the front of the wing box right here, in line with this very first wool full block right here, we're going to drop down underneath, and in the center block right here between these two, we're going to place a single birch trapdoor right there. Now, as you can see here in the Aeroteam pack, the birch trapdoor is a white wool texture to blend. Just use an iron trapdoor instead in default for a white color like this. Next, behind this here, we're going to have another birch trapdoor going back, with a birch trapdoor going out to the sides to make this a row of 3 in total across the center. And now, as well, if you are in default with the iron trapdoor, you'll notice that it has holes in it, and it's not fully opaque, so in that case you'll just want to cover up the center here with wool full blocks as well, so you can't see through any unsightly gaps. But we have, that should be, 1 row there already. We're going to want to bring this back for a total of 6 rows. So that's going to be 1 there already, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, like so. And then we'll bring just 1 more back in the center right there. Next, we're going to actually drop a second one going back right there in the center, with a single wool full block on top of it right there. This will be a row of 5 going back in total, so we have 1 there already. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5, like so. Next, on the left side, well, let's start on the right side here for that asymmetry again. So we have 2 wool top slabs going back right here, and then a single quartz top slab behind that right there for the aft cargo door. On the left side here, that's just going to be 3 wool top slabs to bring that in line. Then behind both of these here, we have 2 birch trapdoors on the top half, like so. Next, underneath this row of 5 right here, we'll drop down again right here, and Skipping this last block right here, on the next block forwards, we have a lever, flipped facing backwards, like so, for a radio antenna on the other side of the aircraft. And then going back right here, we have 3 wool top slabs from the center block right here. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And with that, that'll be everything for layers 1 and 2. Alright, so for layer 3 here, we'll be starting right on top of this wool top slab from the previous layer. With the snow layers this time, we have 2 snow layers right here, and then 5 snow layers behind it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, as you can see here in the Aeroteam pack, this is a wool texture to continue blending, but the regular white snow texture in default should be just fine. Then behind this here, we have a single full block of wool with a quartz stair facing forwards out to either side right here, a regular quartz stair that is. And this will be for the L1 and R1 doors on the side of the nose right here. Next, on the sides of this, we're going to want to try placing a stone button on the side. Now, as you may know, in vanilla Minecraft, it isn't exactly possible to place buttons on transparent blocks like this. So we're going to use a mod called World Edit to trick this button into staying in place. For this, we're going to place a temporary block out to the side, stone button on the side right here, grab a stick, or any old item, type the command /repl0 to switch this stick over to the replace tool. Select this button by left-clicking on it, like so. Switch over to a different item to clear it out, then back to the stick, right-click over the temporary block to paste it over, like so. Now, if you don't have access to World Edit, you can leave these little details out, but it does help to add just a little bit more life to the aircraft if you can include them. So, we'll just do the same thing on the right side, again, only if you can. Button right there, select and paste over, like so. Next, we're going to switch over to the wool stairs. We have 5 wool stairs going back, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like so. Same thing on the right side, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This will be starting off the windows right here in this layer. Then after this, we're going to place in a quartz full block this time, on both sides right there, with another stone button out to either side for the handles. This will now be the L2 and R2 doors. Going back from this now, we have 7 wool stairs facing backwards on both sides. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Like so. Then another door, so that'll be a quartz full block on the, on both sides there, with a stone button out to either side. And then 6 wool stairs facing backwards on both sides. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, that's a trapdoor. 4, 5, and 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like so. Then one final set of doors at the rear right here, with another stone button out to either side. Then behind both of these here, we have a wool upside down stair this time, facing backwards, with 2 more wool top slabs going back, like so. In towards the center of that upside down stair right there, we have a block right there to seal up that gap. Then 2 more going back to make that a row of 3. Then an upside down wool stair right there, and 2 more wool top slabs going back. Then behind this now we have a jungle trapdoor on the top half of that block right there. In the Aeroteam pack, this is a smooth stone trapdoor texture. Just use another iron trapdoor in default. But this will be representing the APU exhaust cone right here. Now there's one more thing we can do in this layer here, and that's grab a black stained glass and just fill up all of the empty gaps in here between the wool stairs. And this will just help to give the windows a more solid appearance rather than leaving the aircraft kind of empty looking. But we'll just drop this in here between all of the windows, and with that, that'll be everything for layer 3. Alright, so to finish off the fuselage, we'll be putting in layer 4. For this, on top of this first wool full block right here in the center, we're going to place a single wool half slab on the bottom half right there, with a birch trapdoor going forwards from it here. That'll create this indented space right here for the cockpit glass. Then behind this we have a wool stair facing forwards, just a regular wool stair there, and then another trapdoor out to the side. Behind both of these trapdoors here, we have 19 wool half slabs going back, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Same thing on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. In the center here, that's going to be 24 wool full blocks going back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. We'll come back to finishing off this layering in a little bit here. Let's first finish off the detailing at the front. So, in the center row here, we're going to be skipping the first 2 wool full blocks going back. On the third wool full block right here, we have a dart oak button aligned parallel with the aircraft, like this. I genuinely can't remember if I've already used this. It's actually been 2 months since I recorded the last bit, so this is the first time we're using this in the tutorial here. So, the dart oak button here in the Aeroteam pack is the red button texture, like this. Just use an acacia button instead in default for a kind of similar color, but this will be for the red beacon light on top of the fuselage right here. Behind this, we're going to be skipping this next wool block right here, On the second block back, we have a lever, flipped facing backwards, like so, for an antenna on top of the fuselage there. Then to finish off the layering back here, behind both of these half slab rows right here, we have 3 birch trapdoors going back. So that's 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3 right there. And then in the center right here, we have a wool stair facing backwards behind that wool full block right there, just a regular stair like this. Then a wool trapdoor going back from this, and then a gentle trapdoor right there on the bottom half to finish off the APU exhaust cone, and that'll finish off layer 4. Alright, so next up here, we'll be putting in the vertical stabilizer. So for this, behind this last wool full block in the lawn row right here in the center, we have a single wool full block going up from that. Then this time an upside down wool stair facing backwards, like so. 2 wool full blocks going up from this right there. Behind the second block up right here, we have a dead brain twirl fan on the rear face. In the Aeroteam pack, this is a white wool vertical slab like this. Now, if you're in default without this, you'll probably just want to leave it out. It won't be as nice of a step angle as this, but there isn't really a better alternative for it here. You could use, I guess, an iron trapdoor in its place, but this is much nicer here. So on top of this here, we have an upside down wool stair facing backwards, like so, and that's where that blends in. As you can see here, it's a 1.5 step pattern, like this. Then on top of this wool stair, we have a wool full block with a birch trapdoor on top of it, like so. And then a regular wool stair facing forwards in front of that wool right there. Next, wool block below, stair facing forwards. We'll repeat this 3 more times here, so that's stair, stair, and stair, like so. And then for the dorsal straight blending into the tail here, we just have a single birch trapdoor going forwards from that, like so. And then we can just fill in these last 2 gaps there with the wool full block. And that is everything for the vertical stabilizer. Alright, so for the horizontal stabilizers here, we'll be starting right behind this last wool top slab in the outer layers right here. We have another wool top slab directly behind that one right there, and then a birch trapdoor on top of it, like so. Then we have a second wool top slab behind that right there, then one more directly out to the side, and one going forwards from it right here. Then from this rearmost one of the 2 right here, we're going to be placing 2 more directly out to the side, 1 and 2. Behind this here, a single birch trapdoor on the top half right there. Then 1 more towards the inboard side right there, and 1 more going out, like so. And then 3 trapdoors on top of all 3 of those on the bottom half of the next layer up. That'll taper it off like so, and that's everything for the horizontal stabilizer. So we'll just do the same thing on the right side of the aircraft now. So that'll be 2 trapdoors, or top slabs going back from that top slab right there. A trapdoor on top of the forwardmost one right there. Then 2 more out to the side like so. From the rear one, that'll be 2 directly out to the side. Then a trapdoor behind the outermost one right there, 1 in towards the center, and 1 going out from it there, and then 3 trapdoors on top, like so. And with that, that is everything for the horizontal stabilizers. Alright, so next up here, we'll be putting in the wings of the 787. So for this, we'll be coming down to the wing bots right here, where the outer top slab layer turns into wool full blocks right here. We're going to be skipping the first wool full block. From the second wool full block right here, we have a smooth sandstone stair facing forwards, like this, just a regular stair. Now in front of this stair right here, we're going to be placing a torch on its forward face for the landing light. Now, as you probably know, in vanilla Minecraft you can't place torches on transparent objects such as stairs like this. So for this we're going to be using a mod called World Edit to trick this into staying in place. So we're going to place a temporary block forwards from that stair right there, then a torch on its forward face, then grab a stick or any old item, type the command /repl0 to switch this over to the replace tool, select that torch by left-clicking on it like so, switch out to a different item to clear it out, and then paste over the temporary block by right-clicking with the replace tool, like so. Now, if you don't have access to World Edit, if you're on console or without commands or something, then you can just leave that out, but little details like this do just help to add that much more life to the aircraft. So, that's what we have going on here. And again, that's for the landing light here, embedded in the wing root. But once we have that, we're going to be placing 3 wool full blocks going back here. So that's 1, 2, and 3, like so. Then behind this here, we have a wool slab on the bottom half right here, and then a torch slab going back from it right there. That'll be starting off the flap detailing here. And also, I did forget to mention up here, the smooth sandstone stair here is for the smooth stone stair in the Aeroteam pack. This will be for the slats along the leading edge of the wing, but if you can't use this here for, well, since you don't have smooth stone in default, then just use a regular stone or cobblestone stair instead, whatever suits your preference, but we'll be using smooth stone as the color for the rest of the slats going on. Anyways, from this here, out from the side of this first wool full block here to carry on the wing outline, we're going to be placing another wool, or not wool, another smooth sandstone stair right there, facing forwards, like so. Then we're going to grab a temporary block. I'm going to be using blue concrete here from this to stand out nicely from the rest of the aircraft. This one right here will be marking out the location of the engines, which we'll be getting back to later. But behind this here, we'll be placing a wool top slab right there. Then from this here, we're going to grab the smooth stone slab, and from this wool slab right here, we have a smooth stone top slab out at an angle like this, with a wool top slab directly on top of it, like so. Then from this here, we have another smooth stone slab directly out to the side this time, with a jungle trapdoor beneath it right here. In the Aeroteam pack here, the jungle trapdoor is a smooth stone trapdoor texture, just use an iron trapdoor instead in default. But from this here, from that, the top half slab right here, the bottom half slab, we're going to be placing 1 and 2 more half slabs diagonal from it like this. Then 1 more diagonal up a slab layer, like so. Then 2 more diagonal, 1 and 2, like this. From this last one here, we have a jungle trapdoor directly out to the side this time, then 1 more on top of it, right here, and then 1 more going diagonal from it, like so. Underneath this one, we're going to switch back to the birch trapdoor, and place 1 directly underneath it, like so. And then from the top trapdoor right here, the smooth stone one, we're going to place another birch trapdoor diagonal to it, like this. 1 more below it, like so. And then from the top one again, just 1 more diagonal, like so. So you should have something looking just like this. Next, switching directions here, we're going to leave that single trapdoor out to the side right there, and that'll be the very tip of the curved raked wingtips right here. So next, stepping in towards this bit here, where we have the 2 birch trapdoors on top of each other, we're going to place another 2 going directly in towards the center, just like this. Then step a block forwards here, we're going to nestle a birch trapdoor in between those 2 smooth stone ones right there, and then a wool top slab underneath that, like so. Next, we're going to switch over to the quartz slabs again. We have another, just 1 quartz top slab directly out to the side, well, directly in towards the center right here, and then 2 temporary blocks going back just like this. This time this will be marking out the location of the flap track fairings, which we'll again be getting back to later, so just make sure you use something that stands out from the rest of the aircraft. Then from that quartz slab there, we have another one diagonally in towards the center, like so. Then 1 directly towards the center, drop down a slab layer, like so. That'll be on the bottom half right there. Then 2 more in towards the center, diagonally, like this. From this innermost one right there, we have another 2 temporary blocks behind it, like so. Then from that innermost one right there, we have 1 more in diagonally. Then directly in towards the center, drop down a slab layer right here. We have 2 quartz top slabs in towards the center right here. Then forwards from that last one right there, a wool slab right there. And then in towards the center from this, a quartz stair facing backwards. Just a regular stair, not an upside down one. Just like that. That should join up with the wing root right there. That'll finish off the flap detailing and the outline of the trailing edge of the wing. So next up here, we're going to be working on filling in the layering. So for our layering outlines here, our very first layer here is very easy. Right in front of that wool stair, or the quartz stair rather, we just have a single wool top slab right there. Then for our next layer up right here, where the outline here steps up a slab layer and turns into that wool bottom half slab right there, we're going to be placing 1 more directly backwards from it, like so. Then 1 going out diagonal, like so. And that should join up with that quartz slab right there. That'll finish off that layering outline. For the next one up right here, where we have this smooth stone slab right there, we're just going to place a single wool slab directly behind it, like so. And that's all there is to it for the layering outlines. Very small scale here. So what's left to do now is fill all this top surface in here with the wool slabs. So wherever there's a gap between the wing outline and the outline of the next layer up, just fill it in with wool slabs, like so. Then for the underside layering right here, we're going to crouch down here, and behind this, that's the smooth stone stair, yeah, right behind it here, we have 3 wool slabs going back, 1, 2, and 3. That'll join up with that quartz slab there, and finish off that layering outline. Then for our next layer up here, we have this smooth stone slab right there. So behind this, we're going to place a single wool slab right there to join up with that, and then a single jungle trapdoor out to the side, like so. And then just the very last block to fill in right here is where we have this single quartz slab right there. We're going to place a wool top slab forwards from it, like so. And with that, that's all the surfaces filled in, and that's everything for the shape of the wing. So next up here, we'll be putting in the flap track fairings. So starting from this outermost one right here, we have these 2 temporary blocks. We're just going to knock out the foremost one right there, and then place in a birch trapdoor on the top half in its place right here. That's all there is to it for this one. Again, very small scale. And then for the next one in towards the center, pretty much the same thing. So we have these 2 temporary blocks right here. We're going to knock out the foremost one and replace it with a trapdoor, this time on the bottom half, going forwards from that temporary block, like so. Now, unfortunately, for the last one right here, I forgot to place in that temporary block marker right there, so normally for our larger tutorials, I would just re-record that to try to keep the tutorial nice and professional, but in the smaller scale here, fortunately, this is a very easy thing to put in place. So since I am very busy these days, unfortunately, and pretty pressed on time right now, I'm just going to place this in right here real quick and pretend that didn't happen, so my apologies, but yeah. For this, very easy, right behind these two quartz top slabs right here, we're going to place a single birch trapdoor on the top half going back from the innermost one right there. And that's everything for that flat track fairing, and that's all three of them in place. So we can just clear out those rearmost temporary blocks right there, leaving this forwardmost one in place, because that's where we'll be now coming into the engines. Alright, so for our two engines here, this design will actually serve for both the General Electric GE-NX1B and the Rolls-Royce Trent 1000. So in real life, these engine cowlings are actually very similar, and there's barely any differences to include in our 1.5:1 scale version, so in half scale like this, it just boils down to the same engine design here. So no matter which variant the aircraft you'll be building will use, this is what you'll be doing here. So for this, forwards from this temporary block right here, we're going to be placing a smooth stone stair facing towards the center of the aircraft right here, then one more facing away from it, outside of this, or to the outboard edge, like this. Then below this here we have a smooth stone top slab, and one more in towards the center, beneath both of those stairs right there. Then behind this here, we're going to knock out that temporary block. We have a wool stair facing outside, on both sides, directly behind that, like so. And then to the side of this top slab right there, behind that stair, we have another stair facing backwards this time to corner off, like so. Underneath this here, behind both of those smooth stone top slabs right there, we have two wool top slabs, like so. Then on the inboard side right there, it's going to be a single smooth stone slab right there, with a birch trapdoor out to the side right there to start curving off the engine cowling right there. Then in this space, we have a wool slab to fill in that gap there, and then behind the smooth stone slab there, we're going to place in a single dark oak trapdoor behind it for the exhaust cone, like this. In the Aeroteam pack here, this is a dark grey brick texture. Just use an iron trapdoor in default again. The very last thing we can do for the engine here is to uncorner this stair right here. So to give it more of a cylindrical engine shape instead of blocking off with that stair on the leading edge, we can again use our world edit trick to just place a regular stair just anywhere facing in towards the center of the aircraft, like this. Select that by left-clicking on it with the replace tool, and then paste over by right-clicking, like so. And with that, that's everything for the engine. So what we're going to do now is just mirror this entire wing on over to the right side of the aircraft. So for this, if you have access to World Edit, this is very easy. We're going to come out to the wingtip right here, grab your wooden axe, which is the wand tool in World Edit, select this by left-clicking on it, right here, then come down to the wing root right here. We'll drop a temporary block beneath that torch right there, in front of the stairs for the wing root, and then we'll right-click on this with the wooden axe right there, and that'll set the second position of the selection. Then clear out that temporary block there. Next, we'll stand right here on top of the fuselage, in line with the center line right here, face perpendicular with the aircraft, like this, then type // copy to copy it to the clipboard, // flip to flip it in the direction you're facing, and then // paste to paste it onto the right side, like so. Now if you don't have access to World Edit, you are unfortunately going to be rebuilding this by hand on the right side. You can find a timestamp back to the start of the wing root in the video description below. Just build everything on the right side here in mirror fashion. But once you have that all done and in place, that is everything for the engines and the wings. Alright, so with that, that is everything for the in-flight aircraft. The final section of this tutorial will be installing the landing gear. If you are building this aircraft in flight with the landing gear retracted, then that is everything for this tutorial. Congratulations! Just skip on ahead to the outro section for some last important information, and I will see you then. Otherwise, let's get started on the landing gear. Alright, so for the nose landing gear here, we're going to be coming in line with this quartz stair right there, from the third block back from the nose tip right here. So underneath this wool full block right here, in the center line of the aircraft, we're going to knock out whatever floor block is in the ground right there, as well as one below it. In that place there, we're going to place a wool half slab, buried in the ground right there, and in this space right here, we're going to be dropping an armor stand. So, walk up to the front of the aircraft right here, so we're facing parallel with the aircraft, and in that space right there, we're going to be placing an armor stand, so just right-click on the side of that, whatever floor block you have right there, and that'll place in an armor stand right there, with a half slab of elevation and centered in right there. On top of this here, we're going to equip a player skull with a wheel texture. So this is just a regular generic head that we use for wheels on the server here. We use a plugin called headsdb with the command /headdb like this, which is unfortunately broken at the moment, so it's not functional on the server and I can't demonstrate it for you. But otherwise, you can poke through any online skull repositories, find a decent looking wheel skull, and just get the /div command for that, and equip the armor stand with that. Otherwise, as a last fallback, you can just use a wither skeleton skull on that armor stand instead to get a black wheel shape in there. But a custom player skull like this is nice because then you get the wheel rims and the tire tread too. So, once you have that, that's the wheel in place. So we're next going to have to fill in that floor block here. Now, if you're without world edit, then you can clear out that wool block right there, and then use pistons to push a block in from above into the floor right there. Don't push it in from the sides because that'll squish the armor stand off into the corners. But, yeah, just dropping it in from the top will get the floor block replaced without issue. But with world edit here, we have a much faster solution, so I can just use the wand tool to select both of those two side blocks there, then type //set. For me, it's yellow concrete, so I'll just do that there, and that's the floor block in place. Next, for the strut detailing here, we're going to want to place a crimson fence on top of that armor stand right there, in that space that's between the floor and that wool block right there. But because that's partially occupied by the entity, Minecraft won't let you. So, again, this is where you could also use pistons again. So in vanilla, just push a fence in from above using a piston there as well. But in world edit here, again, very easy. I can just place one forward from that there, select that with the wand, and then //move to move that into place there. Sorry about that, I accidentally hit my mouse. So the crimson fence here in the Aeroteam pack is a regular stone texture like this to give you a nice gray material for the shock struts, the nose gear right here. If you're in default, you can probably just use a birch fence instead for kind of a whitish looking non-wood texture. But the last thing we can do for this here is place another one, just anywhere out to the side, then one going forwards from it, like so. Then grab the replace tool, select the rearmost one, right there, and then paste that over that crimson fence right there. That'll give that forward connection right there, and that'll give both the torque link on the front of the landing gear strut right there, as well as a little bit of the drag brace connecting into the gear well there. Again, if you don't have access to world edit, you can leave that out and just have it as a regular fence pushed in from the top, but this is much nicer here. But with that, that's everything for the nose gear there. So we're going to continue on with the main landing gear. So, starting on the left side here, come in line with the wing root right here. From this rearmost block right here, the torch slab right there, we're going to be skipping the block directly below it, but then one in front of it right there, clear that out, as well as one going forwards from it there. Then we're going to tunnel our way down below here, and in this space here, the exact same thing as we did up front, so clear out those blocks down there, replace them with wool half slabs. Or any old half slab that is, of course, but just get yourself a half slab in there, and then we'll be placing in our, to tunnel farther back here, using spectator mode to clip between the blocks here, but if you need to in vanilla, or not in vanilla, but without access commands, just tunnel your way down below and then fill in the blocks afterwards. So, for this here, we're going to be placing in two armor stands this time for the double bogey gear here. So first I'm going to place a temporary block in that rear block right there to be able to place in that armor stand there, aligned parallel with the aircraft. Then we can clear out that, replace that, clear out that temporary block there, and then place another one right there we go. That's two parallel there. And then equip both of those with the player skulls, like so. Then we'll have to fill in the floor here. So again, if you're without world edit, then you'll have to clear out that those two blocks above of the wing right here, and then use pistons to push in the floor blocks from above. Or with world edit here, just select those, and then I'll replace those with andesite. So //set andesite, like so. And then for the opened gear door right here, above that rearmost one of the two there, we're going to be placing in a wool top slab. So skipping the block underneath that quartz slab right there, we're going to be placing in one right there, like so. And since the armor stands only occupy half of that block space, that top half is unoccupied, so we can place that in without world edit there. Then we're going to be dropping underneath the fuselage right here, and this time in from the forward wheel right here. So we have this birch trapdoor right there, diagonal from that top slab that we just placed in right there. So we're going to clear out that trapdoor there, and then place a lever in its place facing outwards, like this. And that'll be for the side strut connecting into the gear well here. So that's all there is to it for the design of the main landing gear here, so we'll just do the same thing on the right side. So, behind this, well, underneath this quartz slab right here, in line with this floor block here, skip that one, then two going forwards from it there, clear out those two, and then the two floor blocks beneath it right there, slabs in their place, temporary block right there on the rear one, then, I have to push myself a little bit further forward so I don't get pushed out of that block. Armor stand right there, facing parallel with the aircraft, then clear out that temporary block, and another one right there. Equip both of those with the player skulls, or with the skeleton skulls as you need. And replace the floor blocks either with the pistons or with //set andesite, like so. Then from the rear wheel right here, that'll be a wool slab above it right there. Then knock out that trapdoor right there, and a lever facing out to the side to connect in right there. And with that, that's everything for the landing gear, and the 787 is done. So, congratulations on completing the Boeing 787-9. Thank you so much for choosing an Aeroteam design. We hope that you enjoyed building it, and we hope that you enjoy having it as a part of your Minecraft world. Do feel free to use this in any kind of publicly available project you like, given that you, of course, provide proper credit to the Aeroteam for these designs. So, if you have built this aircraft, let us know. We'd love to see how you're using our designs. A link to our Discord server is in the video description below. Feel free to drop on in and show us what you've done. If you enjoyed, please do consider subscribing to the Aeroteam channel to be the first to see our new aircraft when they come out. Now, since this is our very first aircraft in this scale, at the current time there isn't anything else in the 1 to 2 scale playlist on our channel, but please do let us know if you'd like to see more half-scale mini tutorials later down the road. At any rate, you can also check out our 1 to 5 scale playlist for more micro builds to see if there's anything else that catches your interest. Also, check out our second channel, Aeroteam Gaming, where we have more fun content with the team outside of Minecraft, like train simulator and flight simulation live streams. Anyways, that is just about it. So, thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.